Hi, I'm Τζάνις Βπέικον. In an earlier section, Salu told us some theory about double signals. Let me review some of those ideas very briefly. I'm a little moody today, but I don't know why. So let's just drop that and get on with it. Let me review that a double signal means that we are expressing two different things or signals at the same time. There is one part of ourselves that we identify with, and we make certain body signals, gestures, and motions that go along with that identity. So as you can see, right now I am making motions with my arms that go along with my momentary intent to explain things to you. And then there is another part of me that is happening at the same time that I do not identify with. You may have noticed it already in my sad or stern-looking facial expressions. It's part of that moodiness that I mentioned earlier. This other part of me is sad. Now, as Salu told us, a double signal means that we do these two things at the same time. So, I'm explaining things to you while also being sad about something. And if we don't notice our double signals, it can be the source of a great deal of misunderstanding and confusion in relationships, groups, and very often in politics. You see, I would be trying to teach something to you, but you would notice my sadness, and would be confused and distracted by my mixed messages. If I didn't notice this myself, a good facilitator could help me focus on my sadness, and somehow I could bring it into my teaching in my own way. I might then tell you that a friend of mine has gone away on a journey and I'm feeling sad about it. But I would also tell you that I'm happy to be with you now and to teach these ideas. And then I would be more congruent as I speak. So, what I was moody about was my girlfriend leaving. I wasn't quite aware that I was missing her. And now that I've said it, I feel better. So, let's go on with the discussion. As mentioned in an earlier segment of the film, unintended body signals are part of our dreaming processes. It's really natural to have them, because there are always new parts of ourselves that are arising or that we aren't aware of in a given moment. But if we don't notice and focus on them with awareness, they can be confusing, and particularly in negotiation or group process, they can disturb any kind of resolution. You'll remember this example from an earlier section of the film about a typical negotiation process. We've used this example a couple of times before in the film, but it's a very good and clear example, so I'll use it again here. You'll remember that the man on the right is double signaling. One part of him, the handshake, is agreeing to the negotiated settlement. At the same time, part of his body is turned away. So, we guessed that he will agree now, but at a later point, he will drop out of the agreement. Okay. Let's think about practice. Working with his double signal in practice would mean asking this man to focus on this second signal while the negotiation is happening, he could do that by turning away even a little more, that is, amplifying or exaggerating that signal a bit, in order to discover what it is trying to express. He could meditate on it a bit, and then bring that information into the conversation, in the moment. In one such situation, the man turned away and realized that yes, he did still have specific objections to the agreement. By bringing in his objections early, these two people were able to discuss differences before coming to a final decision. This can save a lot of time and confusion later on. So, noticing such double signals can have wide implications for many types of relationship, group, and even national and international conflicts and negotiations. So, to summarize, working with double signals has to do with asking people to focus or meditate on their double signals, that is, to amplify them a little bit until they know what they are trying to express. And then, bring that information back into the interaction. Let me give you another example. During a group process, a young man named Willie was accused of doing something wrong. Willie was very shy and felt terrible, and he wasn't able to speak at all. But, if you looked closely, as the confrontation was happening, Willie's hands rose up to his hips, like this. When a facilitator asked Willie to focus on this position of his arms, he meditated on it, and the feeling it brought him for a moment. And then, he said he was surprised, because this position made him feel kind of strong. But he was really shy about that, it didn't go along with his primary identity. However, Willie was able to bring that strength into the momentary interaction, by speaking back firmly to his opponent. And he actually gained more respect from this opponent as well. And the relationship improved from that point on. There's a fun music video that the filmmaker made about Willie picking up his strength. You can find it in the extra videos at the end of the film, or on YouTube. It's called Wild Willie and the King of the Night. Okay, let me tell you about one last example. Imagine a situation during a group process, in which a woman is really angry about a social issue that is being discussed. I won't mention the exact issues, for reasons of privacy.
I'm really angry about this discussion. It's not right, what is happening here?
And it was very important for her to express that anger, which she would normally suppress. I was relieved that she was able to do that. And I noticed that as she was speaking, she would occasionally look down. When she then took time to focus on this double signal, she discovered that she was also feeling very hopeless about the issue.
I'm feeling hopeless that nothing will ever change about this issue.
When she went even deeper into the hopelessness, she found.
But what I really want, and what I miss here, is to be closer with everyone.
And she then had the desire.
I'd really like to hold everyone's hands.
And that feeling helped to resolve things in the group as a whole. Her anger was there because she actually felt that there wasn't enough sense of community. And it was through her double signal that she could get there. Okay. There's much more to say about double signals in practice. But I think we'll leave it there for the moment. But let me remind you As we learnt previously, if a person is not able to focus on her or his double signal, the facilitator might guess into what it is expressing and then ask for feedback. But of course, all of this depends on the moment, timing, and your meta skills. Well, that's enough for the moment. Now, we're ready to go on to the essence level in practice. Thanks for listening. I'll see you later.